Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and I just got back from the new film Haywire. Gina Carano, a former MMA fighter, stars in Haywire. This is Mallory, who works for an independent security firm that the government hires to take out people and rescue people. She is then double-crossed during an assignment she did in Barcelona that she later finds out wasn't what they said it was. And then, of course, she goes on a mission of revenge. She's kind of like someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger in that a good director can really find a good way to use her, like Arnold, but I don't think she's like a good actress like Arnold. But it's a lot of fun to see her beat the shit out of people. I mean, and she's amazing at it. The film stops all the music when it's fighting and you just hear this like, The fighting choreography in this is so much fun. It's like watching like some really good dancer. It's really well choreographed. The fight she has with Michael Fassbender is one of my more favorite fights I've seen in a while. It's so well choreographed and fun to watch, and everyone in the theater was like, oh, like she'd hit him in the face, she'd kick him a bunch, she actually squeezed his head with her legs. This movie's a B movie. In and out, that's what it is. It reminds me of kind of Jim Brown pictures from the 70s, or Superfly, or Shaft, especially with a score by David Holmes, which is probably the first great score of 2012. Not that that's saying anything, but I still think it's a really good score. I was tapping my feet through almost the whole film, and I think it really brings it out. Much like a film like Superfly, which honestly, not the greatest film in the world, but the soundtrack really elevates it, makes it a lot more entertaining. It makes this film so much fun, and all the scenes where she's shooting guns and stuff, you hear this kind of jazzy 70s score. It reminds me of Isaac Hayes and Herbie Hancock scores from the 70s, and it has just as much fun and experimentation. This film is littered with a ton of movie stars. You know, you have Ewan McGregor, Michael Fassbender, Channing Tatum, Antonio Banderas, and Michael Douglas, who I really like Michael Douglas next to Gina Carano because she's just good at like standing there. Michael Douglas is the king of giving monologues. He's excellent at giving monologues. Wall Street is a perfect example, and he gives this whole monologue about halos and auctions and all this stuff. I think a lot of these actors really help a lot of these scenes. You know, you have some really good actors in here. Maybe not Channing Tatum, but if you look at what a blockbuster is, a big movie blockbuster, a lot of times they're a B movie directed at an A level. But I think what Steven Soderbergh's doing here is, you can definitely tell he's an A director. He's still Academy Award winning Steven Soderbergh. But what he does with this movie that's interesting is he's trying to direct this as a B director. I compare this kind of the way this is directed to something like Grindhouse. However, this film is far better executed and a lot more timely, obviously. But, I mean, it feels like an exploitation film, but it's very well made. It's kind of out of order a little bit because she's telling this kid who she's stolen his car with the story about how, everything that's happened to her, which is a nice plot device. I'd say it's a very well-crafted B-movie. Soderbergh's really good at that. I think you can tell he's a craftsman as a director. To really make a B-movie and churn them out like they were in the blaxploitation days. These are directors who made a couple films a year, which is a lot like Soderbergh, and I think he really embraced that. And you can tell he shot it on the cheap and they shot it quickly like he usually does, but this film showed it more than anything. But I think that was kind of part of the whole aesthetic, and it really worked for it. The only thing I really didn't like was the kid she was telling the story to, Michael Garano or something. I don't know. I've never really seen him before, and to me he just looks like some Drake Bell replacement. As a cheap kind of B action movie, I really like this. I like it a lot more than things like Faster and Ninja Assassin that have come out in recent years, and it's tighter and directed a lot nicer than those films as well. It doesn't really try to bring in too much. It's just about how she was double-crossed. It's not about feminism. It's not really about revenge or sorrow or anything that complex. It's just she was double-crossed, and let's see her kick Michael Fassbender in the stomach while he falls through a glass door. And this is the first good movie I've seen in 2012. Oh, and Bill Paxton. Ah, damn it. Well, I like seeing him too. So, if you have seen Haywire and you would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments, and subscribe if you would like to.